Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we're talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County and Nova Scotia home on May 2nd, 2025. Since then, there has been no sightings of where Jack and Lilly is to date, and we still don't have answers. Last night, we heard from a couple of the stepfather to Jack and Lily's ex past relationships. And boy, did we learn a lot. Tonight, we're going to be talking about all the things Jack and Lilly. You might want to stick around. We're going to talk about all of that on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearl. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in thy world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is December 14th, 2025. It is currently 10:12 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Boy. Hello, and hello, everyone. good to see you all. Hopefully, you all are warm wherever you are, unless you are in Australia, New Zealand, close to the equator, somewhere, you're probably cold right now. Maybe if you're in Arizona, you're not. South Texas, South Florida. Other than that, you're probably freezing like I am. Yeah. With the wind chill, it is negative 14 below zero right now. Isn't that grand? Good to see you all in beautiful chat, everyone. Guys, before we get started, if you don't mind, for my live chat and for my replay crew, how are you? Do me a big, big favor and please, please hit that thumbs up button. I would be so thankful. It's a way to help spread the word and share the live out for extra bonus points. Would really, really appreciate you. Is it your birthday, Miss Carol? Is it your birthday? Hello, Gypsy. Good to see you. Robin, Sherry, seriously, Connie Cruz, Robin, Groom. Good to see you, Miss Lee, Linda, Debbie, Joyce, Mallory, Patty Allen, Ramona, Lovely House, Scorpio, Susie 752, Peggy, Deborah to the Dixon 8757. Good to see you, girl. I know, Joyce, it is so freaking cold. Misty Moonlight, Debbie, good to see you. Amanda, good to see everyone up in here. I emailed you back a second ago, Miss Sassy. Good to see you, my dear. Is it Carol's birthday? 57. That's damn heat wave. We're getting another storm. We've had a storm here almost every other day. In 2.5 weeks, they've had 1 day of school. Yeah. 1 day. So yeah, it's miserable cold. Yeah. It's Carol's birthday. Everyone, say happy birthday to Mrs. Carol, our very own Miss Carol. We are certainly going to sing happy birthday. Happy birthday, Miss Carol, from all of us, from Clutch Them Pearls to you. The world is your oyster, and it's up for you to find the pearls. And guess what, girlfriend? We right here. We are right here. This is my rendition. Very, very bad rendition, but I do it and make an idiot out of myself for you guys, of me singing happy birthday, Mr. President, that the late, great Marilyn Monroe did to John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carol. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carol, and all the blessings to you, my dear. Good to see you all. Thank you all for joining. April coming in clutch. How you doing, girl? Thank you so much for gifting the pearl necklace, and thank you so much for being a pearl, girl. Oh, you're a good one. Thank you so much, Miss April. It's so good to see you. If you received that pearl necklace from our girl April, give her a big, big thanks. You're so gorgeous, April. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. And Mary, good to see you, my dear. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. It's almost Hanukkah. Is today or tomorrow Hanukkah? Tomorrow? Merry Christmas, my dear. Appreciate you very, very much, Ms. Mary. Thank you so much. Good to see you, my friend. And Abigail coming in clutch at 4 months. Wow. Missed you. Life's been super busy. I know. It's just that time of year again. It's just that time of year again. Oh, you're funny, Charmaine. Thank you so much, my dear. Today is the first night. Okay. I knew it was today or tomorrow, but I couldn't remember. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Merry, all of it to you. All the blessings to each and every one of you listening to this in the new year coming up as well. It's going to be 2026. Oh my goodness. Sad about the body victims, especially on the, yeah. Mhm. It really is. Hey, Fundiski, good to see you, my dear, as well. So last night we learned quite a bit about Mr. Mathtel. And, he was supposed to be, uh, what's the word? Ducking for, just getting out of the limelight. But that didn't last very long, did it? Didn't last very long because it's hard for someone like him to do something like that. Like, it just is because he needs to control the narrative or try to. Try to. Remember, even his most recent last girlfriend, uh, he didn't want her on YouTube, didn't want her on Facebook or any of that, right? Because God forbid she might use her brain and see what and how the case actually is and, think for herself, right? In my opinion, Daniel doesn't want anybody around him to use their brain, really. He wants them to just probably very similar to Malaya, stay in a locked up uh, trailer with, full of filth and all of that and serve his needs. Yeah, it's exactly right. He can't, and, neither can Janie. Neither can Janie, because I know you're both watching. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Um, he can't. He absolutely can't. Last night, I saw that he was in a chat room, of course, saying all the things, and we'll get into that here shortly. Um, unbelievable, unbelievable. Let me see some of these messages that we're going to review here before we get started. It was something about a stocking as well. I saw Belinda talking about a stocking. Uh, Belinda writes, Daniel, Cheryl said there was no stocking. Oh yeah, Janie's in the chat room. I'm gonna oh believe me. Believe me, one thing. We're gonna talk about Miss Janie. Belinda says, Daniel, Cheryl said there was no stockings, right? There was no stockings. Um, why would I keep the stockings? He wrote. Um, I don't know. I guess Daniel, you're not expecting them to come home, right? Are you not expecting them to come home? Is that what that is? Just curious. Um, let me find it right here. And Look at what was this? Yeah, and I agree with Miss Belinda here wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. Did they dispute it, or did they, this is talking about the cars at night. Did they dispute it, or did they say it couldn't be visually substantiated? Justin said in audio, and Brad gave statements, but it took police 8 days to get back to him. Again, go back with Mr. Mathtel, and I believe it's Justin. Justin spoke to the RCMP either the day of the kids went missing or the next day. And he said the exact way, Daniel, hey Kelly, good to see you, honey. The exact way that you sent me a Facebook message. This happened. And hold on. Yeah, I got some of the, yeah. Thank you so much, my dear. Here we go. It's evident. And you know, also, you know, sometimes you just can't, it's hard to corroborate something when there is no cameras in that little section right there. By the way, Mr. Mathtel says, why would I keep the stockings? I had 50 on-camera interviews and almost 100 with investigators face-to-face with phone calls. Guess what, Daniel? Nobody else has had that many interviews. Why would they want to talk to you that much? I'm sure he's lying, as he normally does. But why would they want to talk to you that much, Mr. Mathtel? Isn't that interesting? Yeah, that's what he says right here. Second one, I had 50 on-camera interviews and almost 100 with investigators face-to-face and phone calls. All right, Sherry. Oh my God. It's beyond, is what it is. It's beyond. He's absolutely unbelievable. I asked investigators if they wanted my phone again and additional polygraph exams, and they replied, Daniel, it's not necessary. Well, I mean, okay. I've asked to give you a polygraph. You want to take a polygraph? I told you we'll pay for it. You got to ask. We got to do certain questions, and with a certain polygraph. I'm attacked relentlessly. Why not defend myself? You know, and a lot of people are like, well, why this is why Malaya may not talk. This is why Malaya may not talk, because people are out here, you know, saying their opinion or whatever. Would you give a wooden nickel if your child was missing? Would you give a fucking wooden nickel? Come on now. Wouldn't give a wooden nickel. You don't like me? You don't like the what I did or what I didn't do? You know, this is my child. Guess what? The sooner we find them, the sooner it's all proven. That's right. That's exactly right. The sooner we find them, the sooner it's all proven. So help me find them, and then we can move on. If I don't talk, who will? Belinda, myself, Daphne, Charmaine, Sunny. I can go on. Dr. Vana. Then a lot of other creators, right? By the way, Janie, you are, see, Dr. Vana is a doctor, right? And 1 second, y'all. Okay. So sorry about that. I want the people who talk. I want the people who know something, anything to talk. Yeah. Or just maybe just something consistent. Right? Oh, you got a new laptop, Cal. It's hard getting used to it, isn't it? It really is. Media outlets want views. That's what you should be praying for. That's exactly what you should be praying for, Daniel, is views. Because every single person who sees, hears, knows about Jack and Lilly is a positive thing. Right? Right. That's kind of the whole point of it. Miss Janie, like mother, like son, right? A lot of YouTubers on here to make fun of me, like Daphne and Justin, and then she turns around and yells at me to go get my heart checked. I say you are a you know what. Well, fuck me. Goodness gracious. Oh, Lord. Get your heart checked, okay? Stop with the washer spinner and go get your heart checked. That's all we're telling you. Goodness gracious. Lord have mercy. Last time I had a pap smear, the doctor needed rubber gloves and an oyster shucker. That's the last time I went to the doctor. But, that's just the way it is. And it's the way it is. Daniel said he had to go down the street for something. He went down a one-way street. Came back with the woman. I didn't like her. I didn't like her one bit. Okay. Okay. Now, this is my rendition. Here comes Methy Claus. Here comes Methy Claus right down Methy Lane. Daniel driving my car again. Who's that, Mary? Oh, gotcha. I got what you're saying. Okay. Menthol. Yes. Yes. Daniel, he picked up his new girlfriend. Her name is Methany. And he seems to love her. He really does. He loves Methany quite a bit. I'm just saying. But I told him they're not coming to the trailer. Methany is not coming to the fucking trailer anymore. That's all I gotta tell you. Okay? Told him. I said, I allowed you to bring Malaya, but you're not bringing Methany. I'm done with it. And her friend Crystal, oh my God, she's even worse than Methany. I said, Crystal, Methany, get out of here. I don't want you around my son. Okay? God. Okay. Methany will go missing if she goes in. Yeah. Methany and Crystal. Okay. You know what? I give a fuck if they talk about me, but this is the one I did not appreciate from Junkyard Janie. This is the one I did not appreciate because Dr. Vanna she always gives her opinion. Hey, Wolfie, respectably, very respectable. And she's never harsh like I am at all. And this just shows you, if you don't kiss thy ass cheeks of Miss Junkyard Jane and Dr. Vanna, in my opinion, I think you don't know about a God thing about what you're talking about. First of all, that's not even a sentence. Second of all, you need to capitalize the V and put a comma in there. And you spelled GOOD and all of that. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's live chat. It's not about grammar or anything like that. It's just about Dr. Vanna is like the nicest. And she always just says her opinion she's very respectable, too. And I just thought that was very uncalled for. Janie, stick to the facts, ladies. Well, the facts are, this is the facts. If you look at Daniel and Malaya statistically, right? Together, been in multiple relationships for their age, had a child together, financial problems at the time of the children going missing, CPS right before the children went missing. The teachers and all of them were concerned about Jack and Lilly because they were having bruises on them, your words, frequently, all the time, and missing nearly a third of the school year. All of these things, and math everywhere around Mr. Mathtel. Kids filthy, didn't have coats at times, all of that. Statistics say you are at a higher rate of something happening to the children. It just is what it is. There you go, Janie. There you go. Okay. I agree, ZY. I agree. I think that was just why am I so angry? Be in Y shoes and see how you feel. Okay. I get the feeling that you've always been angry. I get that feeling. That's the feeling I get. I don't think it's just this, in my opinion. It's because she knows the good doctor has her son's number. That's her real issue. Well, this is the thing. When you know, ask a question like, Justin needs to make a video where Daniel is dressed like Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation. Maybe. You never know. I think, hey, Dr. Vana, I think that was like, maybe like you can read Daniel. Maybe I think that's what I meant. But the amount of dissing was done by him was disrespectful. It is. It was. I mean, I don't care if he fires at me or anything because, I hand it right back to him. But don't go to Dr. Vana. You know something, Dr. Vana? I just thought of something. Because I just said Dr. Vana. It's like Narvana. Do you ever think of that? Okay, sorry. That was an intrusive thought. That was an intrusive thought. Yeah. Okay. Moving on here. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here today. Did you say anything? No, but I love Nirvana. Yeah, I do too. I do too. Here's some of, let me see if I can pull this up in time. Got so much. 1 second so I can sort these out. Okay. All right. This was one of the former RCMP talking about Jack and Lilly's case in an article. They could have gone into the water features if water features are a possibility, and criminal scenario is also a scenario. All these things have to be considered. Usually, the next thing is once you know the age group, is we can look at some basic statistics, like how far do a 4 and a 6-year-old typically go when they get lost? Half of 4 to 6-year-olds are going to be found within a half of a kilometer away. And that's maximum, by the way. That's maximum. You've also got to take into account how cold it was, the weather it was, and go back to what Malaya and Daniel both said. What would Jack and Lilly do? What was the first thing that they would do if they would get cold and wet? They would go back into the house, right? It was cold, wet, or damp at that time, right? Oh, Dr. Vana not feeling good? I'm sorry, Dr. Vaughn. Hope you feel better, hon. Yeah, they would go inside. Yep. 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 Exactly. Okay. That's exactly right, April. And that's why, you can talk about me. I can give a fuck a violin. I'll, do a violin for you. I don't care. But leave Dr. Vaughn alone. She wasn't even remotely rude. So 75% of children are 1.2 kilometers away. If you want to go far enough to find 95%, then there's a dramatic jump because you're now starting to get into the more outliers. And that number is 6.6 kilometers away, which drastically increases the search area. And what about the forest conditions? This area has really dense underbrush and fallen trees. And it's almost like you can't even see through the forest when they're trying to look. How could that set kids back in terms as far as they can go? That sometimes limits the data, but in kind of a surprising result, a lot of my data also comes from Pacific Northwest, so Oregon, Washington, and you would think those thicker forests might slow people down, but in fact, okay, I don't know if I have the other one. There's no possible, there's just no way that Jack and Lilly made it 6.6 kilometers without someone seeing them, hearing them, all of that, especially if they were 20 minutes ahead of them. And I always say that 20 minutes, that also includes the last time they heard them, right? How long were they out in the front yard for? What? Chat saying Janie heard a woman escort them off the property between 8:30 and 9 a.m. Has Janie confirmed this? I have not heard that. I have not heard that. Has anyone else heard that? Yeah, zero, zilch. I'm just waiting to see what you guys say about that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who originally put that in chat, but that's not true at all. Now, Daniel did, and Durwood and all of them, they tried to push that Malaya was, don't y'all remember what they tried to push? Malaya was out there with a vehicle and she comes back. Do y'all remember that? Don't y'all remember that? Yeah. Yep. Now they tried to push that, but that was some bullshit as well. I mean, it's just some bullshit is all it is. That's literally all it is. Okay. Let me pull. Okay. Where was this? I mean, it's hard on the search, guys. I found this one interesting. I was looking at just old, very early on clips or print
where Daniel's talking. I'm just hoping for something positive, a positive outcome that bring the kids home, Martell said. That's quote, end quote. Quote, that's the main goal here. It's the main goal. It's just to find the truth. The truth is, he's saying that there is a lie somewhere here, right? Because if you thought the kids were actually walked away on their own accord, well, you would say, I just want to find the kids. There is no truth to finding kids. They're just out there, right? The kids are just out there. So it's just a thing the kids did if they walked off on their own accord, right? Now, it sounds like Jack and Lilly was actually outdoors quite a bit on their own. They had never walked away before. I don't take, at this point, there has been no proof shown that Jack actually walked away at a school or whatever. Right? There's been none. Because Daniel says it doesn't make it so. Because Daniel said a lot of shit that's not so. Not even close. Guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. No sharing me either. It's ridiculous. So the question was asked early on with Daniel and Malay. Has the children gone anywhere ever? No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, they're not the type of kids to do that. Kelly, I don't either. I mean, again, the only person that said that is Daniel, and we know how Daniel is. Right? Well, you know, in my opinion, Durwood is the biggest crony for misinformation out there. He wants to hide narratives of things that don't even remotely make sense. He doesn't even know what a fucking timeline is. I complained about how the rude comments about Dr. Vanna and was told to unsub. Oh my goodness. Belinda confirmed that, Jack. I need to ask Belinda. If she did, then I'll believe it. But again, it just shows that they weren't watched quite often, right? All right, so Mr. Mathtel continues right here. 1 second. And says this. Quote, it's hard on everyone. It's hard on me. It's amazing how he puts himself first, right? It's hard on Malaya, the children's mother. It's hard on the families, he said. End quote. Quote, I mean, it's hard. It's been hard on search and rescue guys because they don't want to feel like they're failing us for not finding anything. I find that interesting, him saying that. Justin, talk louder. Hubby is snoring. Well, this is the thing. If they thought Brad did anything or was even possible for Brad to do anything or Justin, they would have given a lie detector test a long ass time ago. No, sorry. Dr. V, I'm just taking up for you a little bit. That made me mad because, listen, I give them hell, but you do yours in a very clinical way, right? I do mine with some humor and there can be some disrespect in that or whatever, but like you are not hard whatsoever. And I just thought that was uncool. So that's just my opinion though. Okay. So there's that. Now, Daniel, this would be one of the questions I would ask him, Dr. Vana. In the interview, one of the interviews, Mr. Mattel says, I still remember I sat on the bed. I gave Malaya a hug and everything. And then I literally passed out cold because I was so tired. Okay, sorry. This is the next day. I apologize. That wasn't the one I was wanting to show you. Okay. Hold on one second. Maybe it's on the other one. Bear with me. Yeah, it's got to be on the other one. I love you all here. If you ask me for love, please, that would be great. That would be great. That would be great. Okay. One of the statements Malaya said is she heard the kids in the bedroom up till about 9:40 in the morning. 9:40 in the morning. But remember, the radio says the parents last seen the kids at about 8:00. Janie says she heard them outside that morning before Daniel started yelling. Daniel says he told the police he noticed that they were missing around 9:45. Right? Now, Janie says she heard them playing outside in the morning, then heard Daniel calling them. Malaya's version puts them inside the house the entire time. Malaya doesn't talk about the Janie much or the kids going outside much. She'll just say they might have got out the back door, right? One of those might have got out of the back door. Okay. Let me find it. Let me find it, guys. 1 second. Okay. Yet said he knew she wanted to leave, but she decided to stay in the same breath as saying Durwood was a smart man for not getting involved. He knew. Oh, you're welcome, Gypsy Flo. What do you mean Malaya wanted to leave? I mean, Malaya was trying to leave back in January, right? They rented her a U-Haul. I don't understand this. I mean, I don't personally understand this whole thing of did Malaya want to leave or not? Did Malaya want to leave or not? So, from what the way I understand it, and I believe it's in the documents of where when the CPS movie Fargo. I don't know Ditsy Blonde. But you remember when the CPS, the head of CPS came out? I believe he said, I could be wrong on this, don't quote me, but it seems like I remember him saying that RCMP contacted them about Lilly being in the home because CPS was there really quickly, really quickly. You know, DT said she didn't want to leave the night she left. Well, this is the thing. This is the thing, okay? Malaya, okay, can we just stop with the Malayas? Malaya is a grown woman. She's a mother. She's a grown-ass woman. She has produced 3 human beings, right? Whether Malaya wanted to go or Malaya wanted to stay, that was up to Malaya. Now, personally, and I would assume for most parents, you couldn't drag me off of that property. I don't give a damn if the devil was living there. Personally, that's just me. I don't give a damn if the devil was living with me. I would not leave. Period. But I will say this. Not Janie, hell no. Cindy had Meadow. They gave Cindy Meadow. Now, Malaya supposedly took Meadow alone, and she wasn't supposed to have her alone, right? And I think Cindy called and said, Malaya's got Meadow. What do I do here, right? And they ended up taking Meadow from both of them, more or less. But for a mother, a father, step parent, caregiver that lives in the same home, there's just no way that a mother doesn't talk about it and doesn't do a damn thing. It's just my mom would, yeah. Now, and Dr. Vonna, I have said this before, right? I can understand Cindy not wanting Malaya to be there. But this is the feeling that I get, and this is just my opinion. This is a feeling. This is not a fact because I don't know. But Cindy knew the way they lived. She knew it. And I believe, just my opinion, Cindy, because the day after Saturday, they started blaming Daniel. All of Malaya's family started blaming Daniel that day. That's the day they all got in a fight. Malaya was out in the yard crying. Her sister said, get the fucking talking. What's going on? Because there was some bathroom incident and they said there was rugs in the bathroom. And Malaya said, Daniel's been doing the drugs, the math, since the first year of us being together. They've been together, well, I think like 3 years. And Janie got in it with the family because they were all blaming Daniel did something to the kids. That's just an absolute fact. That is a factual statement. They were blaming Daniel. Those words came out of Daniel's mouth in interviews. So I understand Malaya's mother saying something to the effect of, I told you you shouldn't be with this guy. I told you. And now look the fuck where we're at. Look what happened. 2 of your kids are gone. Right? He's doing rugs. CPS has been called. The kids are showing up to school without jackets. They're having, black eyes often. Why are you doing this, Malaya? Hey, Sonny, good to see you, honey. Thank you for joining. I understand a mother saying that. I understand that because as a parent myself, you don't want your kids to go through that kind of shit. You just don't want your kids to go through that kind of shit. Right? Who would? And I've even took up for Junkyard Janie myself. I wouldn't let my mother stay in that, that whatever Janie's staying in. Right? That's just the truth. So in my opinion, I think that Malaya wasn't feeling good, had a breakdown at the the press conference. And there was an ambulance there and she went in the back of the ambulance. And Daniel said that's when everything changed. And Daniel cussed Cindy out. And Malaya got Meadow and they left. Right? But I don't subscribe to the notion that, the reason Malaya isn't speaking is because people think this and this and this. I don't. Because you should love your kids more than any other thing, more than any other what you consider hate or dislike or whatever. It's all about the kids. Where the mimos, it's common around here, old camper, meffer, and living. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know, but Janie, like she's like a senior citizen, you know what I mean? And like that's gotta be a rough life living like that. Of course, Dr. Vana. Absolutely. I completely understand. Completely. I missed your other messages, but I'll go back and see them. I'm 41 and never had a black eye. I've never had a black eye either. And, for a 4-year-old, right? Someone that's been on the planet about, 1,400 days. Having black eyes and bruises, that is common whenever no, I don't believe it. I don't believe a kid is that clumsy to do anything like that. Kelly, thank you so much, my dear, for picking up on that. Appreciate you, my dear. You received that pearl necklace. Make sure you give our dear Kelly a big, big thank you. Right. That's the thing, Dr. Vaughn. And that's why I get that. That's why I understand. I get that. Then that's why I kind of said that, because that's for sure. That's for sure. Every child deserves so much, better than and this is the thing, there's a lot of Daniels and Malayas out there. There is a lot of Daniels and Malayas, Daniels hold on. Who? I just got some news in. 1 second. That's crazy. Just a little bit of breaking news, unrelated to Jack and Lilly, but let me pull this up. Robert, how do you pronounce it? I can't say it. I never. Reiner. I can't say it hardly. Robert Reiner has died at the age of 78, and he and his wife Michelle were found dead by apparent homicide inside their Brentwood, California home today. TMZ is reporting, and so is People. The outlet reports that there are 2 suffered wounds consistent with knife attacks. Authorities are currently investigating. So, yeah, we'll follow that. That's crazy. That's very crazy. Yeah, he played on All in the Family with Archie. That's such a good show. Archie. Yeah. So just wanted to give you guys that breaking news on that. Math head Michelle. Well, 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Let's get to it. Let me get to it. There we go. Okay. Let's pull it down here. It's really sad. I don't know. The world's crazy. It's probably someone that came in and did something really, really bad. I mean, I can't imagine them being like, like into, bad stuff at their age. Right? Okay. moving forward. All right. Now, Daniel said with his very own words, and, I told you I heard it differently the other day. He says the RCMP says that two of the RCMP officers, the dogs, said that we think you did something to the kids Thursday night into Friday morning. We think you did something to the kids Thursday night into Friday morning. And again, what is going to make the RCMP think that? There has to be something, in my opinion, for them to think that, right? Daniel was very, very frustrated and shook up after that meeting with the dog handlers that day, right? What are y'all talking about in chat? Juicy as from Laverne and Shirley? What are y'all talking about? I don't know. So it has to be, in my opinion, that the RCMP, in my opinion, has something to substantiate that they're not telling us. I mean, they could say it just to try to get him to talk, right? But I don't think that's enough. Because if you go, again, if you look at what Justin the neighbor says, I think he's the first one that spoke to the RCMP on day 1 or day 2. He tells the exact route that he heard, he says, Daniel's car, right? During this same, in the documents, during the same, around the same time, Daniel says the route that he took, and it is virtually the same way as what Daniel said he took. The time and the dates, well, the day is, just the time is different, is what it is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's both him and his wife. Yeah, it's hold on, let me find it. Michelle. It was him and Michelle, the wife. That's what it was. Dan pretending to have a blackout. Well, I find it very interesting how he, in my opinion, right? But like Dr. Vanna and I was talking the other night, Sonny. If, for instance, like obviously they spoke to Daniel and Malaya very quickly and said, okay, tell us about what happened. the night before and, what happened during this morning. They did that Friday, the same day the kids went missing. How can you not remember last night? Normal day or not. Normal day or not. How the can you not remember the night before? But he can remember everything that might paint him in a better light, but something that can incriminate this mother chicken. Mm, can't remember that. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because he was on math. No. Even on math he can remember. Well, Dr. Vana, I've got a message from him. I can probably pull it up. I don't know if I still have it here. But Daniel thinks that all of his rug use doesn't bother him. Doesn't bother him. He says rugs ruin a lot of people's lives and they just can't take it. But for him, that's never been a problem. Mhm. Yep. That's Daniel's very own text. I don't know where the hell it is. I showed it yesterday, but yeah. I think it might be here. Let's see. Yeah. For him it's never been a problem. Okay. Look at this. Because he's super Daniel. He's super meth tell. Him and his girlfriend, Methany, they go hand in hand, right? Mr. Mattel says here, I'll let you in on something that I've done many rugs, but my brain can handle it. There's individuals out there that get destroyed by rugs and lose their perspective on life. And then he says, no, babe, I did math every day for many years. Right? Mm, yeah. Yeah. So it doesn't bother the math tell. Malia told family she woke up around 12 and Daniel was in the bathroom doing math. Um, what some people that know Daniel very, pretty well, I would say. They think that, in their opinion, that because Daniel hears things allegedly a lot of time when he's on the math, hears audible things and gets paranoid. But they say that they think Daniel was doing the math that night and he lost his shit. Right? She woke up at Thursday night. Thursday night going into Friday morning, she woke up at midnight. Daniel claims he was under the trailer with the handler. He was. He was. The guy was too big to get under there. Oh, yeah. Hey, Magdalena. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Now, Brennan, by their son, Nick Reiner, who struggled with drug addiction and periods of homelessness. Ooh. It just goes hand in hand, y'all. It just goes hand in hand, especially math. Math is one you just don't want to fuck with. Okay, let's keep that out of there, kitty. But did Malaya wake up at the same time Daniel turned on the lights in Jack and Lilly's room? Because there's nothing that you can believe that Daniel says, or either of them for that matter. So who knows where the truth lies, because their timeline makes no sense because it's nonsense. Janie's watching. She's always watching. So is Daniel. They've got to control their narrative. If the one rug that destroys prefrontal cortex, making it much harder to stay. Yeah. And some people, they never come back. They just never come back from what they did, right? Like, it's just permanent. It's really sad. It is demonic, Brandy and Indy. It is demonic. To think that, you're talking about freaking Drano. Michelle, that's a good point. Do you remember if he admitted the math use with DT? Daniel has said that he has done rugs. Actually, hold on. Where is that interview that Daniel talks about? He says, I go to AA meetings just to keep the bullshit. He calls it bullshit. That's his words. Which interview was that? That was, I know it was in the podcast. Let me see here. Let's see here. Here we go. Let me show you this. Here, Dr. Vana, listen to it from his own mouth. Okay. This is from the reporter. You need to listen to this one, Dr. Vana. This is this is filled with, this is from the Globe and Mail.
Have contact with Daniel, and the two have broken up. She's changed her Facebook status to single, and she has not come back to the community.
We had been asking him questions about these allegations of drug use, and he responds essentially saying, look, he's got nothing to hide. He acknowledged, yes, he's done meth and other drugs in the past, but he doesn't struggle with them. And the way he explained it to us was he was attending Narcotics Anonymous essentially to clear his name.
What do you make of all of the speculation that's going on? So many people
Well, I can already tell you the drug party is absolute bullshit.
Yep.
And I even asked the RCMP to give me drug tests. I asked CPS give me drug tests.
Yep.
They said, no, it's not a concern. We're not going to do that. I even go to Narcotics Anonymous. Okay. I do everything. Like I go to 3 times a week. just to clear the air for all that bullshit. I mean, even when it comes down to Jack and Lilly, I'm the only one from both sides of the family that is actually doing anything. I'm doing media all the time. They probably refuse to do media with you guys, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, they won't do anybody.
We learned through our reporting that Nova Scotia's Child Protection Office had been contacted by the kids' school out of concern about the way they were showing up at school. We don't know the specific details of what the concern was that prompted that call, but we do know that that caused a child protection worker to go to the children's house and interview their parents. And this was in the months before their disappearance.
I was looking through the Facebook page of the children's school to understand what their school life was like. I was really just curious about the types of things they did at school and, you know, what their lives were like there. And I came across a photo of Jack with a black eye. And so that photo was dated December 13th, 2024. It was 5 months before he and Lilly disappeared. I asked Daniel how Jack received the black eye in December, and he didn't respond. But in private Facebook messages that were shared with me, he acknowledged that Jack had many black eyes. He said Lilly even had a black eye when Jack and Lilly disappeared from an incident that happened on May 1st, the day before the children went missing. He said a Tonka truck that she pushed down on swung up and hit her in the face.
We know that Scott Armstrong, Nova Scotia's minister responsible for child welfare, has looked into this case. He will not discuss the specifics of it, but he says he's cooperating with the police. And if there will be a time when we can question how the system responded,
Okay. Thank you so much, Cuff. You good to see you, baby. My son waking up. Oh God. And he hallucinated for 8 months. Visual and auditory after getting clean. He still struggled. I am so sorry, Cuff you. But please, would you just tell him we are all rooting for him? Because I've seen a lot of addicts, and math is one that is really hard. And he's done 8 months clean, and God bless him. Honestly. Math has damaged him for life. Oh my God, that is so kind of FS sharing. Of course you can, yeah. One of my a girl that I knew I went to school with, she did math one time. Beautiful, my God, gorgeous gal. And now she like walks around town and like she'll just stay in the road and stuff. Like it's just ruined her. Like she just doesn't process, things now. But just let him know that we are so proud of him. And I've shared my struggle. It's been 11 years for me. I had a surgery. I knew the doctor. I asked he gave me pain pills. Well, I didn't ask. He gave me pain pills after my surgery. And then I knew him. And he was very lenient with me. And it was 6 months of my life that, I can't imagine, I've never bought a street rug in my life. I've never done a street rug other than like smoke marijuana twice, and it gave me anxiety from hell, and I'll never do it again. So, but, you know, I can relate. Because that's the hardest thing that I ever did in my life was get my shit together that 6 months of my life. And yeah, so I can't imagine what he's went through. So and you know, the thing for me about Daniel, like with the math, you know, and all that, I am not here to like, you know, if Daniel said, you know what, if he was just honest and was like, you know what, I was, of course, yeah, I was smoking and, you know, acting like a doofus and all that. Thank you. That's all I need, Daniel. That's all I need. But for him to say, oh, I go 3 times a week for this bullshit, like you've never really said in an NA room, then Daniel, because let me tell you something. People go to NA meetings multiple times a day, right? They go multiple times a day because they are fighting to stay alive. It's literally that serious. And it's far from bullshit. Oh, Dr. Vanna, I live in the most overdosed state in the United States. Right? So his anger management course. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, if Daniel to me would say, you know what? I was a fuck up. When like I was in a real state of despair when Jack and Lilly, and I didn't make, you know, the best fucking decision. This man cannot take accountability for shit. I have never heard him take an accountability without an excuse. Always a but or an and or an if. Right? We already knew. So what is that there to be ashamed? I mean, the thing about it is, we know who was dealing Daniel. Everybody knows, especially in that area. I mean, Sonny will tell you that. It's not a secret. The only person Daniel's lying to is himself. That's it. You know what I mean? Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it here. Think of a word that was in the sentence. Oh shit, I gotta go out. That's why it's not doing it. Damn. Let me find this right here. Family members want to hurled an accusation. Okay, that wasn't it. Okay, left, maybe left. Shit. Let's see. Okay, maybe it's. Let me see if this is the part. Bear with me.
First day I met him, and I also learned that his mother.
Okay, this might be it.
Janie McKenzie kicked Malaya's family members off the property.
After that point, at a briefing, a police update that Daniel and Malaya attended together, Malaya left the briefing in tears, and when Daniel tried to speak to her alone, her mother would not let him. And that there was also an altercation there that was.
Rest in peace, Amy Winehouse. I love Amy Winehouse. One of my sisters looks so much like Amy Winehouse, it's not even funny. Like, she could be Amy Winehouse's fucking twin. And I love Amy.
Resulted in Malaya leaving with her mother, cutting off contact with Daniel, and the two have broken up. She's changed her Facebook status to single, and she has not come back to the community.
We had been asking him questions about these allegations of drug use, and he responds essentially saying,
crap. Where does, isn't this the interview where the interviewer says, Daniel says after Malaya left, she was going to blame everything on me? Let me see here. Isn't this the one? Okay. God, it said so many times. Police updated Daniel and Malaya. Okay. Who Malaya's partner's mother? We don't have. But Malaya describes a change in Malaya. Malaya was told. Let me find it. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure this is it. You can't force people to talk. You know, you should be able to find Malaya. Some of Malaya as a child. Yeah, the list. Might have been here. Oh, shit. We take this.
Conversation.
Can you take me through sort of what happened? Like you guys heard the kids playing in the morning, and how did that?
Yeah. Lilly came into the room.
This is Daniel talking. Oh, Kelly, thank you so much, Mama. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you for gifting 5 pearl necklaces. If you've received one of those pearl necklaces, give our Kelly a big thank you. Because you know what I want for Christmas? I swear to God, the only thing I want is for Jack and Lilly and Summer and who else? Michael Vaughn, Sebastian, all to be their cases to be solved. As long as, like, if I wish I could just know the future, you know what I mean? And for
RCMP, open up.
That as well.
Multiple times. I mean,
listen to what
Daniel said. Take me through sort of what happened. Like you guys heard the kids playing in the morning, and how did that?
Yeah. Lilly came into the room multiple times. I mean, me and Malaya and the baby were just in the bedroom. And Lilly came in multiple times. So. Yeah.
That was an article. Are you sure? It said somewhere too.
I seen her that morning, and Jack was out playing in the kitchen, I'm guessing, and they slid open the back sliding door. It's almost like silent to hear it slide open. But they slid it open. The boots were right beside the door, and just proceeded to, I'm guessing, play outside, and then they must have just got out to the back fence, and then they were gone. As soon as I seen that they were gone, I immediately jumped in the car, did all the dirt roads, did all the culverts, checked over the rivers.
Okay, hold on. We'll get back to this in 1 second. Thank you for that, Sonny. This is it right here. Look at this. In an interview, he was especially preoccupied that Malaya had left him and had gone to stay with her mother. Quote, she's going to try to blame everything on me, but so she doesn't get in trouble, end quote, he said, he being Daniel. Why would there be, what would there be to blame, I asked. The reporter asked Daniel. At that stage, search and rescue teams were still scouring the woods for Jack and Lilly, and many appeared to have hope that the children would still be found alive. Daniel says, quote, I don't know, end quote, he said. What he had said struck me. It continued to perplex me as Greg and I sought answers over the following weeks, gathering information from neighbors, friends, family members, elected officials, and police. We learned that behind the scenes, people's concerns of the children's welfare had already raised red flags. As our questions about Jack and Lily's home life became more focused around the rug use, controlling behavior, and signs of potential abuse and neglect regarding the children and financial struggles, Daniel stopped taking our calls and answering our messages. Malaya had done only one interview, one of the few times she has made a public plea for Jack and Lilly. This was, wasn't this Sunday when she was there? It was just a day or two after the kids had vanished. Just a day or two after the kids had vanished. And Daniel saying she's going to try to blame everything on me. And at that point, nobody was like, what do you, like, it was confusing to the reporter. Right? Not nearly as scary as FBI Open Up. Yeah, that one's too loud. FBI Open Up! Yeah. Him saying that is, yes, it is Beverly. I swear it's on audio somewhere. God, there's so much stuff. It's just crazy.
Streams, I did everything. I did. Anywhere the vehicle could take me, I did.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I got back home, like 10 minutes later, I immediately...
What do you say?
Did the road, did all the culverts, checked over the rivers, the streams, I did everything. I did. Anywhere the vehicle could take me, I did.
Anywhere the vehicle could take me, I did.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I got back home, like 10 minutes later, I immediately went out on foot.
Now, how the hell are you going to check rivers, culverts, and streams and all of this shit in 10 minutes? And then he tells reporters he goes and he checks 20 or 30 acres on his...
So the officers got here.
What were the conditions like in the woods when you were running?
The conditions are thick. My cousin said that she talked to some searchers, and they said they've been over on 500 different searches, and this is one of the hardest ones I've ever seen.
What makes it so difficult? Is it the thick woods, or what is it?
Very thick woods, train, elevations of the train.
I think he's so high here. Yes. Yep, you just took the words out of my mouth. He sounds so fucking high here that he can't even speak. Thank you, Charmaine. Yep. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. Appreciate you for that.
Okay.
It didn't matter to me, though. I was going up through water up to my waist, and well, the helicopters were just sitting there watching me, hovering above me.
I want to know, okay, can someone tell me where in Pictou County, for that matter, because where is he going to have water up to his waist? The little Pictou River is not, it's not going to be waist deep right there, is it? Yeah, I think it was like Sunday. I don't know. He might have been coming off as well. Culverts where?
So all three adults that were on the property at the time the children disappeared have the same story. Malaya has said virtually the exact same thing Daniel has said. And
I mean, which story? Which version?
Daniel's mother, Janie McKenzie, also told police she heard the children playing in the yard that morning.
So police essentially began a massive search and rescue operation initially. Within the next following days, hundreds of people were brought to this part of Pictou County and began searching the forest. It's a densely wooded area with a lot of mine shafts. It's abandoned mines. Difficult searching.
Daniel, you are a mind shaft, M-I-N-D shaft. Your mind has been shafted.
They were aided by guide dogs and helicopters and drones. A lot of people scanning out in a grid around the home. Found no trace of the kids. And then we learned that the day after the children were reported missing, that the RCMP's major crime unit was brought in to take on the case.
Yeah, the day fucking.
One thing the RCMP are emphasizing is that all options are part of their investigation right now. It is a missing persons case. It remains a missing persons case, which can pivot to a criminal investigation.
Well, the key thing is they haven't found the bodies of these children, right? It's difficult for there to be criminal charges without the bodies of the children being discovered. No one who's been involved in the investigation is pretending the kids are going to find the bodies. And until
the day after the children went missing, that Saturday of May 3rd, there was an argument at the home between Leah's family members.
Of it, but he says he's cooperating with the police, and if we know that Scott Armstrong, Nova Scotia's minister responsible for child, there will be a time when we can question how the system the home life of these children. And we do know Nova Scotia is one of the few provinces in Canada who try to do something about it. And while it's unclear how the system responded, we know that child protection officer went to the house and talked to the parents.
December.
So the system in some ways did try to act as it should, but this is happening in an environment where the child protection system in Nova Scotia appears to be very broken. So there's a lot of questions that still need to be answered about what exactly happened after that visit to the kids' home before they disappeared.
Well, 4.5 months later, after Jack and Lilly disappeared, the country is baffled, and frankly, the online community is obsessed with what happened to Jack and Lilly.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows that. Listen, there was so much going on in that house, right? There was financial issues, right? There was the relationship was splitting apart. There was drugs involved, and all of this. And she wanted to get away. She did want to get away, in my opinion. And it's just as clear as day. But I think Daniel did not want that to happen. And I think, remember, she had just got her license, the day before? She was planning all of this. She got her car. She had never had a car for a long time. And she would take, Daniel to work. Oh, Miss Gypsy. Thank you, Mama Citas. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Very kind of you, Mama. I do appreciate. Thank you so much, my love. Appreciate you. If you received one of those, give our Gypsy a big, big thank you. Really do appreciate you, my love. Thank you so very much. Merry Christmas to you and yours, honey. Thank you. Hey, Fundaski, good to see you.
There are so many conspiracy theories. There are a lot of theories as well, based on some of the facts, some of the interviews that have been out there. And all of it has just led to this voracious demand. Markel, for instance, has been followed and, videoed, had a conversation with Wade Paris, who is Malaya's mother's partner. For many YouTubers who have dedicated their
driving around, looking at, the so-called crime scene or
and where the bodies. I get that every day. I can show you guys, and it's absolutely disturbing what people say.
People are sending you Facebook messages?
Yeah, constantly.
I'm sorry, Dan.
Constantly. I just ignore them.
Oh, Sonny.
What do you?
Did you see the message Daniel wrote last night? Well, he didn't write it last night, but I showed last night about how he said he was going. Oh my God. How he said, "Hey, YouTuber, American Justice, good to see you." Oh, it's bad. It is so bad. It is so bad. Hold on. I go through all of them last night. It's so bad. We knew that Daniel said he wanted to R the one girlfriend, but we didn't see this message at all. Let me see if I can find it. Just trigger. Warning. If you're if SA or anything like that bothers you, those kind of are talk, because I'm going to be talking about something right here. Hey, babe, tomorrow, if you fall asleep, I'm just going to have my way with you. Sweet dreams, babe. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to see you inside you tomorrow after RAPING you. So I'll be riding you clothes off and forcing your legs apart to buy my hard COCA inside. If you scream or beg me to stop, I'm just going to FUCK you harder. Don't picture that. Yep. Mm-hmm. What's what's weird? I mean, all of that's weird to me, but what's if Dr. Vanna is in here, I would like to hear. I mean, she can't diagnose or anything. I'm not asking her to. I want to make that clear. But what's interesting to me is he wants to do it while she's asleep. I know, Sonny, because that is just not attractive. That is not joke. There's nothing about that joking. That is not a joke. No way, no fucking how. April, there's so many of them, but what concerns me all of that, but he wants to do it while she's asleep. Right? I could not ever stand up for someone saying that they wanted to R someone, and even if they were in hurt or in pain or trying to stop, and saying he's going to do it harder. When are they coming out? Wasn't they supposed to be more redacted like freaking a month ago? So my thing is here, if you look at it as a whole, HOLE, they're using it as a kinky type of talk. However, I think it's probably rooted in trauma, at least for her, in my opinion. We should never use the R word. You know, I mean, sorry, that was my voice. No, I got you. I knew what you meant. I just thought the HOLE was funny, actually. If we're looking at it as a whole. That's why I said that, Dr. Vonna. You know, to me, that's not kinky talk, you know. I mean, parts of it maybe, you know, I want to ride your big old, whatever. That's fine, you know, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to talk. But to me is, why when she's asleep and he said stuff like that a lot. Is what did she put underneath of it? He says stuff like that a lot. I think it's dysfunctional. Oh, I do too. He don't want them to tell him to stop. I think that's a very interesting perception, Val. I do. I think that's a very interesting perception. I wish I watched cases. Fall asleep and now I'm awake, hungry, haha, cheese and crackers. Well, don't fall asleep around Daniel. That's all I can say. Because he likes to...
What do you want those people to know? Those folks who are reaching out to you. Are these strangers? Are these people that know you?
No, they're all strangers from all over the world. It's
really?
Worldwide, yeah.
And just sending you a message on Facebook saying...
Yeah, because I always keep my messages open so anyone can message me. That's why it takes me so long to get back to everybody, because I have hundreds and hundreds of messages.
And it's complicated for things for us, right? Trying to do actual reporting on the ground. Some of the folks in this community, they don't see a big difference between a YouTuber in the UK or the US and someone reporting for a Canadian newspaper. And so there is a trust that we have to build up with some of these folks, because, you know, in their view, YouTubers and people who are, you know, trying to get clicks for their true crime podcast, who are less concerned about getting...
Maurice, I did not know 14 souls and their families lost their lives in a disgusting terrorist attack yesterday in Sydney at the Hanukkah gathering. I am so sorry.
Right, and are more concerned about...
I think it's right up here.
It was his decision to make, but Malaya knew that this will always be a second home for that. She's into everything, and she's really girly. I
don't know.
Her God-given gift that she...
Bear with me.
She had told us about meeting him, and that she did believe it was going somewhere. So I was happy for her.
This is when she met Danny.
And I told her, well, as long as he makes her happy, because kids are happy if mom's happy.
Yeah.
And we kept in communication that the kids' birthdays and Christmas, that she was staying with her grandmother at that time in Truro.
Yeah.
So we would go there to drop off the kids' birthday gifts or Christmas gifts and visit with them. Then we noticed that it started to change a bit.
And what kind of change did you notice in her?
She started to get distance. That the last visit she had them here, that was
Miss Mickey Mac, all dressed in black. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you very much. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everybody except DM and MBM. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now time for RuPaul the Red-Nosed Drag Queen. RuPaul the Red-Nosed Drag Queen had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw her, you would even say it glows. All of the other drag queens used to laugh and call her names. They never let poor RuPaul join in any drag queen games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, RuPaul, with your heels so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the drag queens loved her as they shouted out with glee, oh, girl, go. RuPaul, the red-nosed drag queen, she'll go down in history.
In the summer before Jack's birthday, so that probably would have been around July or August.
Mm-hmm.
She did make the comment that it bothered Daniel coming to visit us. That he assumed that she was coming so she could run into Cody. And I thought, well, I mean, they're only young. So we made it clear that, look, if he's got a problem, bring him too.
Do you think that the reason why you haven't seen them in the last 2 years is because of that?
I do feel it's because of him.
Question. Do you guys think that Janie favors Daniel or Justin? We all know that the red flags are a dime a dozen in the case. It's like that's because the truth is not being told, but the truth will work its way out for Jack and Lilly. Damn sure will. It will. And truthfully, like we all as creators have been getting little by little. It's like it's like we're just chipping away. We're just chipping away. You know, one day we'll find this out, and then another creator will find this out. And then, you know, especially like you know, like Sunny, myself, Daphne, AB's doing a really good job. What's shit, I'm so sorry. I get embarrassed. I can't think of the name. Australian. Fuck me. What's her name? I'm so sorry. Ninchi, thank you. Yeah.
And I do. Sorry, I mean, she was coming all the time up until she got with him.
And then when she drove to the home the day after the children went missing to help look for them,
Charmaine.
she was flabbergasted at the state of the home. Malaya appeared totally different to her than she had previously. She wondered what happened in those 2 years.
I was blown away when I found out where they lived.
Why? What is it about that area?
Well, we passed a few times in the last couple of years. And I actually remember seeing the mobile home. And I remember thinking that, my God, they should at least clean the yard up a bit. I'm awful critical of things. It's a shame, but
You guys remember that person that allegedly said they had passed there and they saw a bunch of cars there and they thought, wow, it looks like, a bunch of ruggies that lived there. I mean, listen, we judge as soon as we see something. We do, right? Victor, what's the issue? What's the issue? AKA Daniel, AKA Ron, AKA Durwood.
Well,
it's okay.
My philosophy has always been a person can be poor because I don't have money, that I am on the poor side of life. But you fix up what you got. You keep clean what you got. That's just been, so I had no idea. And I made a comment about the trailer twice when we had passed. So Saturday, me and some of my family members took a trip out Saturday to do some searching. And then Monday we had the 4-wheeler and we started doing the trails. And we took the trails all up through the pipelines and the power lines that we checked all the trails. And the ribbons were everywhere, that the searchers were all up through the area. The ribbons that you couldn't go within 4 feet without seeing ribbons throughout the woods everywhere. That I did know they were well searched. I still had hope that maybe they were lost in the woods. Then when we come back to the trailer and the cousin met me out in the yard, Daniel's cousin.
Okay.
She met.
It has nothing to do with not having money or anything. Because listen, they got, a hefty a hunk of money per month. Especially, I mean, think about this, guys. They had no rent. They had no car payments. They had no bills compared to most people. Nothing. Right? Nothing. I mean, they could have lived very comfortably. Very comfortably. I mean, shit, they could have got a used washer for $50 somewhere. I mean, before I would drag all of that clothing, 6 weeks worth of it does. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Just a power bill, according to Janie. Yeah. And these kids, I mean, poor little Lily's coat. Oh my God. When we go to school, there's always a few kids, right? A few kids that their parents will just let them. It's not the kid's fault whatsoever. but they just let the kids come filthy, dirty, all of that. And it's so sad. It's so fucking sad. It's called a nickel bag because it's only $5. I mean, math isn't that much money, but allegedly, as long as Daniel has been doing it every day for several years, again, his words that I showed you guys yesterday, it adds up. That's exactly why the neighbor said that. Said what? And she was the one taking him to and from work. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, like how your kids go to school is a representation of you, right? When they're little like that. Like that's a big representation of you. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We need to ask ourselves, why did the RCMP go over to Ron McKenzie's land? What did the RCMP? And every person that I've spoken to around Daniel have all told me almost the same thing. Very similar. And the consensus is they are a clan, essentially. And they will cover for each other. They will cover for each other.
Me in the driveway, and I asked where Malaya was, and she told me Malaya wasn't there. And I had hit me like a ton of bricks.
What was it about that?
If she could leave, then to me she knew her kids weren't coming back. Because I know I couldn't leave. I wanted to sleep in my car there.
Bless her heart.
So I wanted to go home then because to me that answered my question. That
yeah. Can you imagine your former daughter-in-law or like the mother of your grandkids leaving, just fucking leaving on day 2? And you've got, him, Mathtel, running around like he's fucking Superman.
I'm so afraid that people will stop talking about it and they'll forget them.
Exactly.
So in August, the Globe and Mail and other media outlets received 13 documents. Whenever police need to, get a warrant or like make a records request, come up in other stories, we have tests were found to have been truthful, and that at that time, police did not believe Lilly and Jack's disappearance was a criminal act. Another key thing that came.
It says, hold on, let me find that 1 second.
Out in the documents is this pink blanket that, has come up in other stories we've reported on. And the key thing about this pink blanket is that It was found a kilometer from the trailer where Jack and Lilly disappeared from, and it's perhaps the only physical clue in the case. So what's interesting is that Malaya's sister found this blanket along with 2 other family members the day the children were reported missing in the afternoon. And Daniel originally said that blanket was not Lily's. Malaya said the blanket was Lily's.
Yeah, Daniel, why did you say that? Why did you say the blanket was not Lily's? Was the blanket planted? In my opinion, 100%. And there's more things that I know about that, but I can't say. But yes, 100%. In my opinion, that blanket was planted. In fact, Daniel now, conveniently, the blanket that he once denied, he says that the RCMP tells him that the blanket was planted. Let me see here. Okay. If you go to the polygraph test, I think it's on page 22? Let me see here. One second. Let's see here. I think it's interesting on 47. It says, on May 21st, 2025, I asked you with the school bus surveillance review and later spoke with him about the review. I learned the following, and there's a lot of redacted there. But if you go to the polygraph, I've got it pulled up on mine. Also, Miss Malaya was calling her mama that morning. She missed the call. Let me see here. I'm trying to, fuck, where is it at? Okay. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. Trying to find something. With these polygraphs. Okay. Daniel's is completely different. Right? His is completely different. The bottom of his. Fuck, where is this thing at? Wade Paris went for a polygraph. They all went for a polygraph. I swear I thought it was on. All right, let me just read it from this. Daniel underwent polygraph examination at the Bible Hill RCMP detachment. The following is a summary of the polygraph examination reports. And it doesn't say page 19 of 32, 20 of 30. Maybe it's different. Shit. Sorry. I'm looking for something. Okay, it's gotta be. Maybe that's it. Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. I was trying to see what the last part says. It says in an effort to clear or something like that, in an effort to clear. And that doesn't mean that they are cleared. It just doesn't. I'm playing this for them.
Then Daniel suggested that the people who found the blanket planted it. So I spoke with Malaya's sister, Haley Ferdinand, who found the blanket, and she denies having planted anything.
We most certainly did not. And that's on everything I have, the person I am. I would not do that in the midst of to obstruct a case for missing children, regardless if they're related to me or not. I would never.
So why do you think Daniel is suggesting that you planted it? He told that to me as well.
Probably because I was the one that was hot on his ass the whole time we were there.
Okay.
And he didn't like me from the get-go when I got there, because he would not speak to any of Malaya's family when we showed up to help the search for Lilly and Jack. He'd put his head down. He would ignore us. He would walk away from us. He wouldn't engage in conversation, and I kept at him. I was there for Jack and Lilly, and I'm still here for Jack and Lilly.
We're not sure what all of this means, but it's very...
And sometimes that's just a door knocking.
Okay. Right here. Look at this right here. Okay. Daniel said when he got up Friday morning, he didn't hear the kids. He thought it was only a few minutes since Lilly poked her head at the door. He went out and saw the back sliding door was closed. The kids didn't usually close it when they went outside. Their boots were gone. Daniel ran around the house looking for them, but they were not there. Malaya got up when he got up as well and was looking for the kids. Daniel ran outside, but they were not in the yard and he couldn't see them. He got in his car and drove around, then ran around the woods looking for them. He searched for hours. Okay. He said he did not look at the time and didn't even take his phone. Red flags, red flags. Okay. Now, this. Thursday night. Let's see here. They left the grandmother's house. Wait, that's got to be Wednesday. Let's see here. He didn't know what they were wearing because they were under. Okay, here we go. The kids did not go to school because Malaya thought Lilly was sick. They all left home around lunchtime and got gas at the Circle K, and they went through Tim Hortons drive-thru for food. Daniel said he thought the kids were sleeping. Okay. Why are the kids sleeping at noon? What video, Dr. Bana? Oh, I need to send you this. Hold on while I do that. I forgot to do this. There we go. Okay. Then they went to Walmart and got food, redacted. They left her grandmother's around 9:30 and they got home around 10:30 p.m. Then they put the kids to bed. Daniel said he thought Malaya put them to bed. He didn't know what they were wearing because they were underneath the covers when he checked on them. Daniel said he thought he went to bed fairly early that night and didn't wake up until it was light the next morning. He remembered getting an email that Malaya had marked the kids absent from school on the phone around 6:18 on Friday. Daniel later said that Malaya had to get redacted on Thursday between 12:40 and 1:40. So he thought they must have done that before they went to Truro. Okay. Daniel could not remember if they went to town on Wednesday or not. He said he had a conversation with someone who was helping his with the redacted, but he thought that was on Tuesday. Daniel is intentionally mixing up Wednesday and Thursday. Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot of things that can happen, but if they don't have, I don't know, a camera within a few houses, it doesn't mean it didn't happen. But what Justin described is how Daniel told RCMP and us the exact route he took and how it happened. Right? Oh yeah. He actually said in sometimes of his text he couldn't say. Daniel couldn't say what the kids were wearing. Right? Bingo. Dispatch stated that 8 a.m. because Malaya and Daniel told them that between 8 and 8:30 they disappeared. So why is nobody calling till 10:01? Didn't the neighbor hear a loud vehicle at Daniel's house the night before? The night the kids went, Friday, in the early hours of Friday morning, yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. So Daniel is trying to tell investigators that what they did on Wednesday, that they did on Thursday. Okay. Daniel said Jack and Lilly were sheltered. The fuck? Those kids were not sheltered. Those kids were not sheltered. No. Neglected. Fuck yes. That they were. Not sheltered. Maybe you're confusing the two, Daniel. Daniel said Jack and Lilly were sheltered, but they always watched them outside, including his mother. His mother would always tell them if they didn't have coats or boots on. Really? Is that why they went to school with no coats? Is that why they went to school with no coats? He said discipline in the house was just talking to the kids and telling them why they could not do things. You're so full of shit, Daniel. Daniel said the kids did not listen to Malaya. They only listened to him. He said they did not physically discipline the kids. Again, full of shit, Daniel. Investigator comments, I believe Daniel was mistaken when he said they went to Truro on Thursday. Based upon Malaya's statements and her Google timeline, they went to Truro on Wednesday, and she had her doctor's appointments, redacted though, on Thursday. Now, Daniel, they had just, your first interview, you should know the day before. If you can't remember the day before, you're hiding something. Period. You had already provided your third statement to police by the 6th. By the 6th. Right? Daniel said the Google Maps would have his location, and he always kept his locations on for Malaya. So she knew where he was, and she did the same for him because you're a jealous freak. He said on the second day he had his cell phone service. He had his cell phone service when he was searching. Oh, imagine that, but not the day the kids originally go missing. You don't take your cell phone then. And that his Google would show his locations. He said he used Google Maps to get out of the woods one time and sent Malaya a picture of it. One of Daniel's exes said, like, if you would go in the woods with him or whatever, and he was high on the math, he would start hearing things. Like he would think he was hearing things. I found that interesting. Daniel talked about the areas he searched on the first and second day. He said he went into town and got his friend Adam and Chance, and they helped him search on the second day. And can I add something? And smoke crystal. Sorry, that was the part I added. Daniel said he thought Lilly and Jack would only come to him because they were attached to him. Daniel said they never listened to Malaya, only him. Daniel said he is trying to be completely truthful and tell police everything, but it's hard for him to remember everything exactly how it happened. Daniel said he is having a hard time because his whole family is gone. Manipulating prick. When asked in detail about Friday morning, Daniel reiterated that he said in his earlier statements and provided the following further details. When Lilly was sticking her head in the room, he could hear Jack in the kitchen in the background. He did not see him. Jack, by the way, in my opinion, that one triggers Daniel. And even Malaya said that Daniel gave Jack a harder time. Don't forget, Malaya said Daniel gave Jack a harder time. Daniel's very own children said that Daniel, their father, was mean to Jack and Lilly. That's their words. That's their words. This is very interesting how he says this. Listen to this. When Lilly was sticking her head out of her room, he could hear Jack in the kitchen in the background. He did not see him, but he was usually loud and clumsy, so it could easily hear him. Oh, those clumsy 4-year-olds that get all kinds of black eyes and bruises, right, Daniel? Right? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here is a classic. If Dr. Vaughn is in here, she'll let you know, in my opinion. Kids, Daniel says, they like to eat snacks all the time and sometimes stash away food. We see this so commonly in abused and neglected, and even, and of course, a lot of them go missing. We see this all the time. Kids hoarding food. It's kind of like, a squirrel. Like they had, the nuts for winter, right? Because there's a lack of it, or they're afraid that they're going. Yes, they do. And I did foster care 8 years. I can tell you, yes, they do. And you have to tell them, baby, you don't need to do that. You can go to the kitchen any 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You do not need to store or hoard food. And they look at you like you got two heads, like, you mean it? It's really sad. Yes. Yes. But remember, nothing was out of place. Yeah. It's amazing how Daniel said, correct. Correct. Yeah. You're not diagnosing or anything. Yeah. I completely understand. Yeah. Malia couldn't handle them. Had to come home from work 4 or 5 times. Yeah. And that's why you can't refer to the dogs. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. There's a lot in there. Did they fix the fence in the dark or what? Well, it's interesting because Daniel, in this part of the document or the documents, he doesn't say anything about fixing a fence. Right? Okay. Let's see here. Daniel said when he went out to look for the kids in the house and realized they weren't there, he went back to the bedroom to get dressed before going outside to look for them. Daniel confirmed the kids could not go out the front door because he had jammed a wrench in his ass. No, I'm just kidding. He had jammed a wrench or a bolt in there to make sure the door didn't open. He said he does that most nights because there is a bear that used to hang around outside. That morning, he had to rip the door open to get out, and the metal piece fell on the door. So we knew that there was no way they could gone out of that way. He took the car and went around to look. When he came back, the RCMP were there and told him not to go back into the woods. By that time, his mom, aka Junkyard Janie, was there with Uncle Ron. And he waited with them. Boy, what a trio. There was a time when he was looking in the woods. He thought he heard a scream that sounded like Jack and Lilly. aka his exes and people that know him, said that he would, especially like if they went out in the woods with him, because Daniel is an outdoorsman, he would say that he heard things. And here in the documents, he's saying that he thought he heard Jack and Lilly, but wait, listen to what he says. But by the time, oh, sorry, hold on. There was a time when he was looking in the woods. He thought he heard a scream that sounded like Jack and Lilly. He stopped and stood for a while, but the helicopter overhead was too loud and didn't hear anything else. You know what's the irony about that? Because in my opinion, Daniel doesn't fucking think with his actual brain. My opinion, though, when you are up in a helicopter, you could see anywhere way further than what Daniel could see, obviously, on the ground. Also, hearing. Jack and Lilly wouldn't be able to scream, right, where their voice could travel for Daniel to hear when they're up in the helicopter. They would be able to see anywhere where the sound of their voice could travel to Daniel. And also the technology and the drones and all that shit. But Daniel doesn't think like that, which I'm sure the RCMP would be aware of that and look at side-eye behind the scenes, in my opinion. Okay. But the helicopter was too loud and he didn't hear anything else. At one point on Friday, and again, guys, Daniel is the only one, the absolute only one out of all 150 searchers, out of all the technology, out of the helicopters, everything, that said he might have heard Jack and Lilly. Interesting, isn't it? Isn't that interesting how Mr. Mathtel, the RCMP cadaver dogs, according to Daniel, says, we think you did something to Jack and Lilly on Thursday night into Friday morning. But Daniel is the only one that said he might have heard Jack and Lilly out of all the searchers. Lilly was sick, so a sore throat. How the fuck was she able to scream? Good point, Sandwich. Good point. Yeah, she had a cough, right? Allegedly. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now get this. At one point on Friday before dark, he took a half-hour video on his phone of where he was searching. It was a steep part of the hill, and he, meaning Daniel, does not think Jack or Lilly could have gone that way. He was using the flashlight on his phone to try to see in culverts, but he didn't see anything in the water. That's all Daniel. They talked about what happened on Wednesday and Thursday. Daniel initially had the days mixed up, but when then confirmed through online banking on his phone that they spent Wednesday in Truro and Malaya's grandmother at Malaya's grandmother's, and then went and ran errands, including Malaya's I guess her doctor's appointment on Thursday. It's redacted though. In addition to what he provided in the previous statements, he said the following about Thursday. Daniel said he had a Facebook message from Malaya around 12:07 p.m. Thursday. She was talking about a McDonald's toy. She said he might have been out in the yard playing with Jack and Lilly when she sent those messages. Oh, what a dad. What a dad. Oh, can you imagine? Yeah, Daniel's out there catching the old football, right? Mm-hmm. Wow. They all went to Malaya's, I think it's grandmother, and got there around 12:50. Malaya went to get, she went to the DMV or a doctor, and he stayed in the car with the kids, he says. All three kids were sleeping, so it was quiet. He looked at his banking information on his phone and remembered they went to the Dollarama. Janie loves the Dollarama. And Lawton's. On the way home, they all went into the Dollarama and only Malaya went into Lawton's. Daniel said Malaya would have talked to her mother later in the day because her mother called 2 or 3 times every day. Her grandmother also probably called. Daniel checked his Google Maps timeline and detailed Thursday as well. The only new information provided was that they stopped at, how do you pronounce it? Archipel to pick up, I don't know what it says. Poutines. It's almost redacted. They talked about his relationship with Malaya. He said the following. We need this to be redacted. Quick. Daniel said he always takes his phone when he leaves the house, and his timeline will say he was home. But you didn't take your phone when Jack and Lilly went missing, and Miss Junkyard Jahani didn't take the phone with her, a senior citizen with a limp, and sounds pretty bad. Didn't take hers either. God forbid they get hurt while they were searching, or they found the kids, or whatever. Right? You're going to take your damn phone. Or you needed to be in communication with Malaya or whatever. Imagine that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the blood work, and it was like a doctorate or something. I couldn't remember. How many times she had postpartum because she displayed diapers in the garage. I thought it was the basement, but I don't know. I think Malaya is just lazy and just wants everyone to do something. I don't think she's a very mature person. I think she wants to be taken care of. She's just, in my opinion, she's just not the mother type. She should have just, I think she wanted to stay a teenager and just kind of live in her room, in my opinion. I mean, I hear that her mom was still like waiting on her, like hands and foot. If they kind of went straight home, why the fuck can they neither remember feeding their kids at Thursday after 3:15? Okay. All right. So, thank you for mentioning that, Sonny. Okay. Help me out, Sonny, because I weren't. Let me get the Google Maps here. You mentioned something. Weren't we told, and even Daniel writes it in his text, right? Hold on. Look at this. Fuck me. Let me go. Oh, come on, man. All right. So obviously here's Daniel's hat. Let me make it big. I got a question, Sonny. Because, all right. So here is, right, Daniel's house. Okay. Here is Lansdowne Road. All right. I always thought that the blanket was here and the footprints were over here. Blanket was here, footprints were over here. I want to see what she says. Yeah, Janie, yeah, they showed two different places, that's for sure. Oh my God. Okay, let me see here. I want to see what so all three of them had sleeping issues and needed a nappy time. Yeah. Well, what's interesting is they were all sleeping at, the time when the kids were actually leaving the house and, leaving the yard, but they were all awake just enough to hear them, at the same time. We were originally told here and here. But I want to see what Sonny says. And Molly has worked one job when she was 15. Yeah. Sonny, where were you told originally that the blanket and shoe prints were? Well, I'm pretty sure that they are loving those paychecks from the government until they were being fraudulent. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, one job. Malaya wants to be taken care of. Oh, I think it's all planted, Stormy, 1,000%. Sonny, do you know where the original because what a lot of us were told was right here and then like right over here, but I think DT, he's saying it's like right here or something like that. There's a clump of boot prints. Daniel also lets the kids gain the. Yeah, he wouldn't. Daphne has a great map. Yeah, I've got the same map as she does, but I'm just wanting to. I know what it is, but I'm just curious to see because we were all told. Yeah, I know, but and I've got text messages of Daniel saying where the blanket was found and how close on the other side of the road where was the footprints. I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, I've got the map of all of that as well. So, okay. Old. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Trust me, those kids did not walk over there like that. And nobody fucking hear and see and it's not cold. No. They would have had think about this. They would have had, let me show you this, to walk from their house this way, down the road, right? Down like Lansdowne Station, and then go over here and like through here to there. Not a fucking chance when it is cold and wet in broad daylight. Those kids are not going to make it from there down here over here in 20 minutes. Remember, she said that the blanket and the footprints were on the same side, but the footprints were up higher down the road. Daniel has said that he's never been, just out there looking at, where the footprints was or anything like that. I don't think so at this point, Micmac. I don't think so. What did Stormy say? He wanted those things to be found. Yeah. Oh yeah. 1,000%. All right, guys, that's it for me. It's 1:02 in the morning. I love you. I got a very late start tonight, but we keep praying. Keep praying. Yeah, they were saying Lilly dragged the blanket, and then the Wizard of Oz storm came and blew it up a tree. Yes. Yes. Where's the fucking common sense in that? I mean, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that? Yes. Yes. The Wizard of Oz. I mean, I do believe Janie probably parks her car, i.e. her broom, in the kitchen. But I don't believe she was riding her broom that day, doing all of this Wizard of Oz shit. So, but I do think that her son, in my opinion, I do believe the neighbors, because of what they said, and also whether Daniel knew it or not, corroborated by him, that someone was at his house that night and driving a vehicle that's very similar sounding to Daniel's. So yeah. He was furious, Deborah. And I know because his girlfriend at the time picked him up after the dogs left and all that. And that's the day that Daniel grabbed her arms. Yeah. He's too far. I'm still live. Well, I'm about to not be. Yeah. And also, Daniel said he's did, like 100 interviews with RCMP in person and like over video and phone and all that. And I'm just saying, if I was Daniel and I was doing 100 interviews and speaking with the RCMP and nobody else around me was, it's not because they like you, Daniel. Okay? Let's get that straight. It's not because you've got the best character. Okay? Daniel? Let's just say that. Miss Mickey Mac. Love you, darling. Thank you for 6 months, girl. How you doing, ma'am? Thank you again, Miss Mickey Mac. Let's hit it one time for Daniel. Joyce, you're still awake? Thank you, Cuff. Thank you, Dr. Vanna. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me a little bit tonight. I am surprised Miss Joyous is awake as well. She did. Okay, I'm going to go back and look at I'll go back and look at the chat. Oh, I read that one. And I didn't see any. No, the blanket is in the right spot, but the footprints were said to have been there. But apparently that was inaccurate. Interesting. Thank you, Miss Linda. Appreciate you. All right, guys. Much love. Justice for Jack and Lilly. And guess what? We're not going to stop until those two babies are found. I've been 4.5 years on Summer Wells. We're not even a year in, Jack and Lilly. We're not going to stop. A lot of us aren't going to stop as a community. Batten down the hatches, mother chickens. That's all I got to say. Love you all. God bless. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy whatever you celebrate or whatever you pray to or whatever coconut shell you pray to. Whatever. Just be happy. Love you guys. Bye-bye.